Okay, I'm not endorsing this product, so never mind with that, but I found me a new hand cleaner because my hands were turning black. I started using the laundry soap I have out here because that's what I've been taking to the laundromat when I clean up my shop rigs and that. And hey, it's working. I've been doing that the last couple days. My hands are turning white again, and then I use that stuff, so my hands ain't hurting. Well, I see it didn't fix itself while I was gone. It's still here. Sure made a mess on the floor, but oh well. Yeah. And Mr. Caprice has watched the video, and he showed it to his dad, and they just can't believe what they got. Well, neither can I, and yeah, really, come on. So right now I'm going to be in the process of getting this tore apart and cleaned up. Yeah. And I picked up some more work too for myself. The dually, this worked last year. Last year on the Tahoe, all I replaced was the little valve core, and the AC started working in the Tahoe. But on the dually, this is the only way they had it. He said, I can't just get you the valve core, you gotta buy the whole thing. I'm like, really? Which hopefully fixes the problem, because it's getting warmer and I don't do well in the heat. So yeah, it's time to get the AC fixed in the dually, since it looks like I'm going to be driving that truck for a while yet. I'd like to be able to, well, I don't know, I get going on this black truck, but right now I got motors in the way and that, so, and then on these heads, I don't know, they're probably just gonna go sit in the corner for a later date. And got the machinist looking for through his pile. All mine are wore out, but yeah, well, I was telling the machinist what I found, and it's what I'm going to do now. Probably get the hot tank fired up here once I get all this stuff moved. Of course, I always said everything in the wrong spot. But I want to get the hot tank cleaned up. Jeez. Can you tell it's a long day already? And I'm just starting. I'm going to get the hot tank fired up. Get this all run through the hot tank, get it clean. It's easier to measure stuff when it ain't all oily. And I want to check something. So I noticed something. You know, if this motor had been running like it was supposed to have been, the tops of the pistons would be dirty. Well, talking to the machinist and telling him what's going on, because I said the piston should have just slid out, and I said I had to thump them pretty good to get them out. And he goes, it sounds like they weren't clearanced. Well, then he brought up a point. He says you had 3 mains on backwards and a couple of loose rod nuts. He says there's no way in hell that motor would have ran like that. And I'm like, oh. We'll never be able to prove it, but he's thinking that we should be able to go, once I get this all measured, and I guess I should wait until after everything is measured in that, but because there's scoring on the cylinder walls and there's no scoring on any of the pistons that I found yet. So, and after I got them all out, I kind of looked them over more last night, and it's one of those things in the back of your head. Well, how come there's marks on the cylinder walls but not on the pistons? So, we're thinking, well, like I said, we can't prove it. We can't. But the idea is maybe the guts were changed out in this motor. I don't know. Would explain why stuff wasn't tight and that, and it just, yeah, so. Only thing we can do now is get her all measured up, checked out, cleaned up, and hopefully these pistons are one size and the block over there is just a hair too small, and if that's the case, it's going to be great, because then all we got to do is go re-hone the block and then re-ring and re-bearing the short block for him. I'm pretty sure the crank's going to polish out. Looked up that part number. According to that, it's a GM part number, but it's supposed to be for a 300 to 350 horse motor, but it's a cast iron crank. Really confusing on the part number. But then I come across a couple links that those were just the standard cranks they put in the pickups or something. GM did, so it's not the special crank like he was told. So, well, I guess I want to get her cleaned up and let's see what we got. You know, having my own hot tank just makes things so much better. I mean, look at this. This pan is nice and clean. I mean, the stuff's, it's getting to where it's not so nasty to touch this stuff. A little extra silicone on there. Anyway, yeah, there's plenty of silicone. Wash the pistons off. Getting ready the block to go. I'm going to go ahead and knock out the soft plugs and cam bearings, so that way it's all done. And depending on what we got to do, it'll be all ready to go to the machine shop and either be finished honed, unless I picked up some new stones, but I got to see how tight stuff is. So, alrighty, I'm going to get going on that and knock that out and we'll get her clean. Right now I got the intake he was thinking about using and the crankshaft in there getting clean, getting all this slime off everything. So, alright. Okay, I got to bring you back up to where I'm at. I got to remind myself. Okay, as you can see, the engine stand is off the motor. Excuse me, sorry about that. I just scarfed a little bit of food. Sorry. And ran those through. You can see somebody took a wire brush to these things. And the damages in the cylinders I am not finding on the pistons yet, but we haven't gotten that. Cam bearings out. Got the hot tank reheating. And you know what, guys? You were all saying this thing's going to need a lot of electricity. It's not. Now I got the soft plugs knocked out of this thing. Cam bearings are out. The galley plugs are out. There's only one I couldn't get out, and that's right there, but it's only right there, so it's open to there, so that'll be good enough. So, yeah, we'll get this all thing degreased and that. And I guess for me, I'm getting the oils and that off, making them clean so you can work on them. But as for getting the paint off, and with me out here, I don't want to have toxic stuff. The stuff that I've got in there is environmentally friendly, and I don't want to mess around with strong ass chemicals. So I'm going to, well, I gotta wait on the block. I don't want to get the block out. I'll get that all cleaned up, the block out, get it back on the stand. Then I'll take the rings from these pistons, put them in the cylinder, check the end gap, and then I'm going to check the, well, I can measure the pistons now and check their sizes, and go from there. So let's see. Yeah, well, I'll get some stuff measured out. Got the soft plugs all knocked out of that, and we're getting there. Okay, there's what we got on the crank. It looks nasty, but not bad, but right there it is. if it wasn't for that, I mean, it's just like it was actually I mic it. It's a little small, so I don't know. I ain't the steadiest. I was using my crown pattern, and I used the caliper. I got the same measurements with both, but I'm just, you know. Otherwise, if that ain't bad, the crank is polishable. Looks like hell, but it's polishable. So, and I don't know what kind of paint they used on this motor, but holy crap, it's almost gone. That paint is almost gone. Either that or I finally got the soap right. Wow. Whew. Okay. Boy, she's looking really good. I guess I'm going to check my water level. In this. So I'll check the water level and maybe since that paint's almost gone, I'll let her cook it off. I mean, it's coming off finally. Holy cow, that thing cleaned up nice. Look at that. And there's still some of your blue paint. More than enough silicone on this damn thing. I mean, look at that thing. That's nice. Cool. I'll get a towel and wipe out the cylinders quick. Yeah, it took a lot of the paint off, and it's clean. I'm real happy with that. So, wow. Don't look like the same motor now. Too bad it wasn't honed. And that's what I'm thinking. I've measured all the pistons. They're one size. Measured the hole. It's like they didn't clearance the pistons to the cylinder. And one of two ways that happens. Either they forgot to do it, or my earlier thought is that they switched out the guts with something else, and yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, that's where we're at. We got the dirty double humps. I like storing stuff dry and clean and not oily, so I just threw those in, clean them off, get the dirt and oil off them, and yeah. So I'm gonna wipe that down, do some measuring on the cylinders, and compare that to the piston. I think we're going to get by with going and having the block honed and refitting the pistons. I think we're going to be good to go, because there's no ring ridge, none, and it ain't been cut. So if we can just hone her and go, I think I know somebody that's going to be very, very happy. So, because the pistons, I mean, we had scoring in the cylinders, and none of the pistons have got any scoring on them. Got some dirty scratches, but nothing that would stop them from being used. So anyway, all right. Well, this is getting really, ouch, I had a sore spot. Really interesting here, because I'm going to take a measurement here. So I found something else that, one of those things that make you go, oh. Okay. Got the snap gauge, or that's what I was called. So, make sure this is zeroed. Yep, it's zeroed. $429 is the piston bore. And here's what's good. Okay, that might be better this time. Ah, no, it's not. Okay. I measured this piston both with the dial caliper and the micrometer, and I've checked the zero. And according to the measurements, this piston's coming out bigger than the hole. But these were in there. And then I just wanted to take the ring off, and I wanted to get this on video too. This was supposed to have been a running current motor, right? Okay, you're watching me take it off the piston right now. That brown stuff is rust. And pretty good rust. Look at that. I'm calling BS. These are out of something else. There's no way in hell. Ah, the rain gap is really tight. I mean, that's rust. See, that is rust. And they haven't been in anything that would have rust them. I mean, the amount of rust that's on these rings would be on this block if I just took it out of the hot tank. And these were just taken out a few hours ago and then immediately blow dried. And that's rust that's been there. So I'm going to go with my original saying and say these pistons are not the ones that were being run in this motor at the time. Because, yeah. There's the second ring off the number one piston. Okay. We're going to check. Take that off. Yeah, somebody's been in there and scraped the carbon out. Okay, this is, show you, number one. Here's number one cylinder. Now it fits. I don't understand what the heck's going on here. Measure stuff and it comes out different than mine. I don't know. Well, I'll find out real quick here. Okay, there's a 3. There's only single feeler gauge. Lay that in the cylinder and yep. As it goes down in, I can't pull my feeler gauge. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Go down to 2 thousandths. Come on. Rush to the front. No. I can pull that out. So I don't know why. I know I'm getting tired. I've been busting my ass on this thing today. I want to know. I need to know what we got to do. He needs to know what he's got to do. I think that's where I want to quit. I'll go through, check all the others, and I picked up new stones for my three-legged hone, and maybe tomorrow I'll hit it with that and see what we can get done. But there, now I guess he's going to nickname his car Mr. Caprice after this, so I could call you Mr. T, bud, because your first name starts with a T. But yeah, there's, I don't know what's going on. Right here on this, along the deck here, it's like the metal's been rolled over. Well, that's the other thing. I'm going to have to check it for flatness. Make sure it ain't warped. Oh, but it's... Well, if the cylinders get tight as they go down, I'm just getting tired. I gotta stop. Now I've said that with other stuff before. There comes a point where you get tired and you start second guessing yourself and start going, but by the looks of it, it is a good block. The weather's decent, then I'm taking her outside tomorrow and hone it and see how it looks. Now that's clean. Ooh. What the hell? Got now, Tony. Sorry, bud. Hope you don't mind I just said your name, but Tony. I'm gonna do some checking tomorrow at the other parts house. I want to get you a different set of pistons. Or I got a 30 over block up there that's the same casting as this. Yeah, there's these 4 cylinders over here. We've got a catch. I'm looking at these cylinders now. Okay, number 5. Number 5 should have. I'll show you why I'm doubting these are to this motor. Okay, number 5. Okay. Oops. Let's see, number 5. Okay. Number 5 goes in here like this. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is why I don't think these pistons belong here. I really don't. Because, let's see what you're seeing. Look at the cylinder wall there. See that? That is some major scratchage damage. Okay, that's number 5. So the piston goes forward like this. So that means this area of the piston right here should be chewed up. See, there's the notch right there. How are you going forward? That area of the piston should be chewed up, and it's not. Because in order for that to be where that is chewed up, it would be right where this carbon is. Yeah, where that. Let's see. Yeah, it would be right in this area. And there's nothing. The rings ain't damaged. So, well, there's something there, but yeah. Actually, it looks like that ring's broke. Huh. So yeah, I don't know. But then again, if the cylinder's tight, I guess I'll let her take her to the machine shop. He's got the fancy hone, and if there is a taper to this and it's not straight, because like I said, the further in down that piston went, it got tight. And I checked the pistons, they're not collapsed. They all measured the same. They're all the same size. So I guess with that, I'm calling her a day. And because if we can get by just honing this thing, that's about $100. And then just rings, bearings. Honing and polishing the crank, you're going to have, oh, what was it? $150 in just that, if that's all we can get by with. The rings, bearings, and gaskets, I gotta check. It's been so long. And then the camshaft, I did find the cam specs on that. It's not bad for what he wants to do. It would be about right, but I'll wash that off, see how much graphite's been wore off, or see if it looks like how everything's on that cam, because obviously that cam hasn't ran. Oh, gotta get new cam bearings too, because I knocked those out. They were all chewed up. Speaking of that, here's all the bearings. Okay, I said I was going to quit, but I'm on a roll. There's the cam bearings. Let's see what you're seeing. Okay, yeah, there's cam bearings. Look at that. There's damage there. And that's not for me knocking it out either. Holy crap, I didn't see that before. Yeah, so, ooh. Ouchie. And I'll guarantee you that camshaft doesn't have damage to match this. Well, that's right, he said he changed the cam, so I hope that's all showing up in there. But yeah, all the cam bearings. Where's the front one? Oh, here it is. So, and then there's the upper main. I'll show you the upper mains. I didn't keep them in order because it doesn't make any difference anymore. Okay. Because crank, from what I mic'd on the crank, I think I can get by being polished. We're just going to have a second opinion done. Holy, ooh. I can tell you which one that went on. Number 1 right there. That matches that perfect. See that? So, yeah, there's the mains. That tells you a lot of dirt went through this motor. Oh, look at that one. That one's, and you know what? That coincides with one main. I measured it. One side is wider. Okay. This side, say it's this one. This side's bigger than that side, so that would explain why that bearing's like that. So, anyway, I guess I am shutting up now. I know the wife's home, and that I better get there. So, all right, guys. We gotta 50-50 chance here yet. I mean, stuff's cleaning up with it. I mean, I gotta go.